He was cheating with many women, but the day I caught him with proof, he started crying like a child, the only genuine feeling I felt in our relationship. He asked, well, of course, the crocodile tears. You know, it's like, yeah, it's the norm. Actually, I've experienced this on so many levels. I don't know how it's happened to me, but like my best friend growing up is a psychopath, you know, and he used to do horrible things. But whenever he got caught, the crocodile tears came, you know, and the pleading and crying and bargaining, but he wouldn't change because once you gave him his chance, especially his girlfriends, he just went back to the same thing, you know. With my narcissists, none of them ever cried for anything, you know, and they're women, but usually once they get busted, yeah, and you know, the crocodile tears is trying to invoke some empathy in you, trying to show that they have remorse, which they don't. They just want to get over this hump, you know, no pun included, no pun intended, and they just want to retain you as the main supply, because for somehow they find comfort in you. There's some stability in you, but they're bored with you, where they're going to keep looking for other people to do things with. You know, cheating comes on many levels, but the physical one is obviously the worst. Yeah, and they'll act very childish, and they'll do everything to try to get you back, because then it becomes again the cycle of the idealization phase, because right now they want your love and acceptance, and they want you back. And then once they feel comfortable, which is super quick usually, in the beginning it's not like that, but every time you take them back, the part where they start to apologize and treat you well lasts shorter and shorter. Like they might do it for a month, and then the next cycle they do it for 3 weeks, and then the next cycle for a week, and then for a couple of days before they start to gaslight you and treat you like crap again. The funny thing is, it's like you have to have the non-negotiables, right? When I meet somebody, like my non-negotiables, if they're a smoker or a drug user or anything like that, it's like, that's not what I want in my life. So most people enter a relationship with a certain thing in your head, right? If you're a polyamorous or a swinger, then it's like, oh, well, we could be together and you could sleep with whoever you want, because that's part of your makeup. That's part of your morals and ethics, where that's okay, but just let me know. You know, some people like myself, I would never want to date a cheater. So if somebody's like, oh, you know, I want an open relationship, then good for you. I don't want to be involved, you know. So with them, you know they're going to cheat, and once you catch them one time, they're not going to change. So now it's up to you to accept it or not. Because just because you caught them once doesn't mean that they only cheated once. They got busted one time, but they could have cheated hundreds of times already. You know, so especially I know somebody who her husband was a businessman, so he traveled a lot, and he did. But then he would use that as an excuse to go sleep at his second, you know, side dish's house, or go to a hotel with a hooker or whatever it is, you know. And it's like the person didn't find out for so long, and now you caught them once, but did they really cheat one time with one person? You know, the one thing that becomes dangerous is if the person's sleeping around on a regular basis. What if they get something and they give it to you? I remember years ago, I think I met like 3 or 4 girls where they had some type of STD that was permanent. It was either genital herpes or, well, 2 said that, and 2 had HPV, human papillomavirus, where you have 2 types, I guess. One where you don't get cancer, but you get genital warts, and the other one you're eventually going to get cervical cancer or something like that. I know I don't want to talk about disgusting stuff, but this is the reality of it. And these 4 women had these STDs from their husband that cheated on them. So, you know, you put yourself at risk by giving these guys or women a chance. If you know they cheated, you know, by me there's a park where people go, and it's a lot of gay activity in the park. But what happens if the guy's doing that and then he gets something from some other guy and then he gives it to you? This happens a lot of times. So once you know the person's cheating, it's not only the cheating that they've done to you. They've done something with somebody else physically that they could give you something. And next thing you know, you're suffering on a different level. Actually, somebody I used to train, her friend got something, I forgot what it was. And she got it from her boyfriend or fiance, who was cheating on her with girls at the strip club. So it's just like, it's not just the moral thing about cheating. It's like, what could they give you from cheating besides heartache? They could give you some type of disease, so there's other things to think about too. And just because you caught that person cheating once doesn't mean they cheated once. And just because they're crying with crocodile tears begging you to come back is all part of the show. They're not going to change. It's just, the worst excuse I've heard throughout all these years is, oh, I was at the bar, I was drinking, I didn't know what I was doing. You always know what you're doing. You always know what you're doing. The thing is, it's just you use it as an excuse, hoping that you take them back, and that's all it is, Yeah, so, what's that expression? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, shame on me. Fool me 4 times, shame on me. You have to take that into account, where the more you let them back after royally fucking up, you can't blame them at a certain point because you already know their end game. So at a certain point, it's not going to benefit you anymore. The more you let them go through your boundaries, your healthy boundaries, they're going to keep plowing through the next one and the next one, and next thing you know, you have nothing left. And that's when pretty much they have full control over you and whatever they do to you. Why do you think they continue to lie even if there is undeniable proof? A narcissist never admits to anything. They either blow it off, they deflect it, putting it somewhere else, or they blame you for it. Of course I cheated, right? Of course I cheated. It's your fault. You don't make me feel loved. The last time we did anything where I really felt anything was, months ago. So your fault. You're the one who did it. Or if you catch them cheating, right? It's like, of course I cheated. You didn't answer the phone the other night, and I needed somebody, and I went to a bar, and somebody made me feel loved and wanted. Next thing you know, I wake up in our house, and I don't remember what happened. It's always your fault. So it doesn't matter if you present the proof. They're gonna say, who did you get this from? I don't believe it. Oh, you altered it. Or they go, oh, you're the one who's spying on me? How dare you? You don't trust me? So it's always your fault. It's never going to change. Yeah, it's always your fault. They never... What's the biggest component of this mental illness? They don't take responsibility for anything. Nothing changes. I remember my ex-wife used to blame me for cheating all the time. I was in the Marines in a combat unit. There was no women. So if I was cheating, that means I was bi or in the closet. And I'm not. So it's like she always accused me of cheating. And I was like, wow, there's nothing out here in the desert besides coyotes, scorpions, turtles, bees, and rattlesnakes. And that's part of radical acceptance, knowing you're not going to change. So the funny thing is, when you get the proof, who's the proof for? You or for them? Answer this in the comments. When you catch them cheating, who's the proof for? You or for them? The proof has to be for you. Because if it's undeniable, now the ball's in your court. And what do you do with it? Do you play ping pong with them for the rest of your life? Yeah, the proof is for you. The proof is for you to be strong, to now say, okay, now I know. Now I gotta go and move on and put things in place for that. Yeah, and so, once you have proof of cheating, like, look at this as anybody watch those crime TV or CSI or, the stuff all the crazy shit that happened last year. You see somebody walk up to somebody, hit them with a baseball bat. It's like, I don't care what the reason is. That's proof. It's undeniable. It doesn't matter what political t-shirt that person had. It's proof. I did everything to prove to myself to leave him. Well, the proof, you just need the proof of what happened. Sometimes we think things and we feel things, but when we have proof of it and it's undeniable, the worst thing you could do is make an excuse for them. They're going to make excuses, but why would you, just my computer screen, why would you make excuses for them? It doesn't make sense. Do they ever make excuses for you on your behalf to give you the benefit of the doubt? Never, because you're the problem. The biggest faulty thinking we have is giving them the benefit of the doubt and having empathy for them and trying to figure out some type of reasoning for them to do what they did. When the shoe's on the other foot, how many times have you done something that they misinterpreted and they punish you for, and it wasn't even what you did? And they're like, well, that's like, I don't remember which relationship it was, but you always say, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And I'm like, I'm not thinking anything. I'm just relaxing. Because they're always on edge. Because there always has to be some type of coup against them, right? So this is their mindset. So if they're always punishing you, most of the time you're being punished by what they think and feel. Their triggers and everything. And there's no proof of it because it's an alternate reality. But now you have proof of what happened. Why would you give them the benefit of the doubt? If anything, this gives you a reason to get the hell out of there. It's funny, like with some of these platforms, people are just talking about their pain and what they went through. And it's like, well, if you went through something, what did you learn from it where you could share with others to help them? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do.